Hello everyone and welcome to Android app development. Today we are going to build the bouncing ball example as you can see in the emulator. So let's start. First you need to open the Android Studio and first of course we need to download Android Studio and you can get it for free from Google. Then you need to go to the file and a new project. We will choose an empty activity and we will hit next. We need to name our project, so I will just call it basketball and finish. We will need to wait few minutes while our project is loading. Meanwhile, you can find the image that you like to move on your screen. It doesn't need to be a basketball. You can move any image. So we will go to the left side or left area in the Android Studio and we need to open the resource folder here. Then we will go to the drawable folder here. I will drag and drop the image into the drawable folder. So I prepared an image and I will drag it and drop it into the drawable folder and I will hit OK. Okay. Now by default, whenever you are creating a new project, the Android Studio opens two files. Those are the activity underscore main.xml, which is the user interface file, and the main activity.java file. Now the user interface file is controlled by the .java file, so we need to work on both files. So I will start by changing the main activity or the main layout into the relative layout. So I'll remove this, I will change it to a relative layout and make sure that the closing tag is also a relative layout. I will remove the default text view and I will put my image view. So I will put image view, then I will put 100 dp for the width and 100 dp for the height. Now you can put the size that you like. Next we need to put the source. So I will put the basketball and for the ID I will put my image view. You can name your image any name that you like. Then we need to close the image view tag. So we are done with the user interface. Let's go to the Java file. In the Java file, we need to control that image with the Java code. So I will start by defining a variable of an image view type and I will call it my image. Each statement ends with a semicolon. Then I want to link this variable, my image, with the user interface or with the widgets in the user interface. So I will say find view by ID and I will say R, which is the R class that has all of the resource files, and I will say id.myImageView. Next, I will define or I will use a countdown timer to move the basketball. So I will define a variable of a type a countdown timer and I will call it my timer. We follow camel case where the second word starts with a capital letter. So we need to start the timer. So I will say my timer equal new countdown timer, and this class has two methods. Those are onTick and onFinish. The onTick is called for each period of time and the onFinish is called by the end of the timer or by the end of the whole period. So I need two parameters. The first one is the total time and the second one is the period or is the countdown interval. In this case, each 70 millisecond, the onTick function will be called. So the idea is simple. It's just taking the current position of the ball, of the basketball, and change it to a new position. So I will need to define two variables. Those are of a float type. I will call them bx and by for the x and y position of my image. Then I will need to define two other variables to reverse the direction of the image. So I will need to define other variables. I will call them dx and dy, and I will give them an initial value of 1. And I will use it to reverse the direction. So when the ball reaches to the right side, it will go back to the left. When it reaches to the bottom, it will go back, it will go up. So I'll get the position of the ball. So my image, or bx, equal my image dot get x, and the by equal my image dot get y. Now we need to set it to a new position. So I will say my image dot set x to the current position, which is the bx, and I will increase it by some value. So you can try several values, so we will try this one by the direction, and then my image dot set y equal the current position, which is the dy, plus some value multiplied by the direction. Now to change the direction, or to change the dx and dy, we will check the position of the image. So we will say if the bx is outside the area that we want it to bounce in. So if it is less than 0, which means outside the view, or if the bx is greater than some value. Now, for simplicity, I choose some number, but in reality, if you want to have the actual size of the screen, we need an extra code. So we will say dx equal minus dx. If the by less than 0, so same thing for the by, or if the by is greater than some other value, I will choose a 1500 because the height is usually larger than the width. So the dy equal minus dy. We need to start the timer, so I will put a start here. And in the on finish, whenever the timer is done, or I will start it over again. So I will say my timer dot start and semicolon. Now by this we are done with the code, and now let's test our code, and hopefully everything will work correctly without any errors. Okay, so we will wait for our program to load, and it is working perfectly. Okay, the only missing thing, we need to change the background to green. So let's go to the user interface again, go to the parent layout. Okay, scroll down here and set the background to green. Now you can choose a hexacode for the color. So I will say C8 EE C8. Okay, and it is a green color here. So let's stop and run again. Now it is green. I hope you like this example, and thank you for watching, and happy coding, and have a wonderful day.